we should be live now. Okay, now the stream's working. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the OMA network. We're here for race 13 of 18, here for the Virtual Racing Championship season. We're here, of course, at Michigan, like I said, 100 laps in the Cup cars um, for what should be some fun action. Of course, this is a playoff system with the top 8 all battling for the championship in points, and we'll go over those guys right now. Going into today, obviously with the playoff resets, there are no rounds, but there is a reset. Tim Moore is currently our points leader with a slim gap of 2 points above probably either the second or third best car this season in Casey Masser. 5 points back is Drew Jua. He's the highest running Toyota in the 19 Camry. Back and forth, 20 points back, Sebastian Kukulon in his final OMA season in the number 6 Ford. Tyler Glass, 21 back, only one behind Kukulon in 5th in the 18 car. Parker Ness, I believe, is the highest Ohio River racing car, 22 back in 6th position. Gavin Hudsmith, another McGuinness Ford in the 32 car, 25 points back. I don't believe, actually, no, with this being the first playoff race, they didn't get any bonus points. The same thing with Ryan Steinberg, the VRC rookie in P8. So, those guys are all of the championship contenders we're going to keep an eye out on. We do have 5 more minutes until we go. Of course, throughout the season, it's been basically more Masser and Jua. You can tell that based off of the slim margin between them, and then a solid gap between Jua and Kukulon. With Tim having this season 3 wins, 10 top 3s, 10 top 5s, and 10 top 10s in 12 starts. He's only finished outside of the top 10. Actually, he's only finished outside the top 3 2 times this season. Second place, Casey Masser, in the same amount of starts, has 3 wins, along with 7 top 3s, 9 top 5s, and 11 top 10s. And then we look at Drew Jua. Despite the 4 wins, he has not had the best season, although he has finished in the top 3 in all 9 of his starts this season. So a really good season from that 19 car. It's just Masser and Moore have been, I guess, a little bit more consistent to get those spots there. We look at the rest of the guys. Kukulon has a win to his name. The other 4 guys do not. Of Glass, Ness, Hudspeth, and Steinberg do not have a win. The 32 and 14 do not even have a top 3, but it's going to be an interesting playoff run for a lot of these guys. So we'll see what happens here tonight in Michigan. So we're almost ready to go here in Brooklyn. So we're just waiting a few more minutes here, and we should go green eventually. But this should be a fun one. We know that Michigan can produce some kind of plate racing atmosphere, depending on where you get bumping, who all's in the group together. So we can see some plate racing atmosphere. As we look back at the VNS race last night, I know that was a pretty good race. Solid amount of controversy, but let's see, where was the results? Also, problems for Tim Moore so far, even before the green flag goes out, so we're waiting on him, and that's big for our points leader. Real quickly, we can go over our starting lineup here at Michigan. Kind of forgot about that, but yeah, let's go over it here. Daniel McGurk, again, has been consistent all season. Another pole for that 10 team. Just they haven't been able to translate it into wins due to some issues throughout the season. Looking to get a solid run here in Michigan. Tyler Glass rolls off second, the highest playoff driver. He'll be ahead of Parker Ness in that third position. Fabricio Lamana, this could be his first VRC start in a while, in fourth. James Mendez in fifth. Tim Moore, actually James Mendez is another guy that hasn't made many VRC starts here. I'm pretty sure. I know they're both VNS drivers, but they're here tonight. Then we have Tim Moore in sixth, Casey Master seventh. Those two big championship contenders, along with Sebastian Kukulon back in eighth, Gavin Hudspeth in ninth, one of the lower playoff drivers. He might actually be the lowest playoff driver now I look at it. Kyle England rounds out our top 10. Alex Kostevins 11th, Sammy Marasco 12th, Zachary Mendez 13th, Jose Perez 14th, Tom Hawk 15th, and Eddie Kalegi 16th. It looks like, though, we do have a few subs. Drew Jua. Actually, yeah, that makes sense. So Drew Jua is not here, but his sub will be James Mendez in the 19. Jarrett Talmadge, I guess, is not here as well. So Eddie Kalegi will be the sub in the 17. That's the other McGinnis car. Again, we're still waiting, seeing what will happen here. 100 laps around Michigan, halfway at 50. The tire wear is 2x, meaning these drivers can get 22 laps on fuel as well. 60 mile per hour pace speed, draft settings on normal, and of course black flags off. All the rules are the same as they always have been, but yeah, we'll get ready to go here, and it really should be a fun one. I'm really excited for these guys to get to racing here because we love Michigan. A playoff atmosphere should be a really exciting one. Okay, so be right back. We're still waiting here, which is unfortunate. We would like to go green. But, yeah. Michigan, of course, fun track. Honestly, this could be... It's a lot like, I feel like, Atlanta. I know the draft setting is on low. Oh, it's on normal. Ooh, that'll be interesting. Normal draft setting. I think this will create some interesting results here tonight. We'll see what happens. Really excited. So Parker Ness is typing in race control. And I am wondering when we will go. And actually, we do have an updated starting lineup. And Tim Moore's issues look to be very problematic here. That's going to put him out of the race. So the updated grid will be McGork, Glass, Ness, Lamanna, Mendez, Master, Kukulon, Hudspeth, Kostevins, and Kalegi. This is not what Tim Moore wants. You can maybe find a sub, and that could be maybe, I don't know, one of these guys that is not in here, but I mean, this will be big. If they go now, he's not getting any points. So we look at it just real quick, trying to get a look at the starting lineup. The 19 is actually, okay, so yeah. So James Mendez will sub for Tim Moore. I just joined the lobby to see what's happening. So James Mendez looks like he will sub for Tim Moore, and it looks like that the sub for Drew Jua will be Fabricio Lamanna, which will keep their playoff hopes alive. But this is a big opportunity for a guy like Casey Masters, Sebastian Kukulon, Gavin Hudspeth to take advantage of this. Steinberg obviously not in this race. He was the lowest guy on the playoff leaderboard. But a guy like Tyler Glass, who's on pole, or second rather, he could take advantage of this. Ness could take advantage of this. So we got a lot of guys in this race that I know Lamanna and Mendez are going to be good subs, but we have a chance for some of these lower playoff drivers to take advantage of this. And we are at race day, and we are ready to go green here in Brooklyn, Michigan, for 100 laps of exciting racing here at Michigan. So, once again, 10 drivers, 100 laps, halfway at lap 50, tons of playoff points will be on the line. So as you can see here in Michigan, there's the field, and just getting ready here. So there's Alex Kostevins in the 20. That's his usual ride. Eddie Kalegi's in the 17 this race. Kukulon's still in his normal 6. Hudspeth in the 32. There is the sub for Tim Moore. This is James Mendez in the 22. Fabricio Lamanna in that Auto Owners Camry on the top side will sub for Drew Jua. But the focus goes up to that front row. Daniel McGork and Tyler Glass on the front row will lead the 10-car field through the front straightaway and take us to the green flag. You can see a lot of these guys going to the apron down here. But real quickly, one more time, we go over the starting lineup. McGork, Glass, Ness, Lamanna, Mendez, Masser, Kukulon, Hudspeth, Kostevins, Kalegi. 10 drivers, not the biggest field we were expecting, but nevertheless, I think we'll still have exciting side-by-side action here in Michigan. They call it the Motor City. Let's get these motors roaring here as we go out of turns 3 and 4 and get ready to go down the front straightaway. It's Daniel McGork. He's been on pole a lot this season. Playoff contender Tyler Glass starts up top through the Geico restart zone and up the start-finish line. Green flag is in the air. We're racing in Michigan. It's a good start by the 10 Mustang of Daniel McGork. It was a bad start for Tyler Glass, not the start he would have wanted. Through turns 1 and 2, the 10 pulls out ahead. Now the 24 tucks in line right behind the 10 car. Down the back straightaway, McGork arcs it in down on the bottom side. He'll hug that white line through 3 and 4. Ness round the top side. Way up top, you saw the 19 and the 18 side by side. Coming back to the stripe, it looks like Parker Ness might have the advantage, but they're door-to-door, down to the line using as much of that apron as the 10 car. At the line, I believe the 24 takes the lap now. Here comes 3 wide, the 22 to the way outside move on the top side. Now 3 wide for second. It's Mendez, Kukulon there, the 20 of Kostevins, 3 wide on the bottom. That's a horrible camera angle right there. Down the back straightaway, it's still the 10 and the 20 off each other. 3 wide back there. Master Championship favorites 3 wide for third.
And now coming back to around to 2, the stripe, the 24 will have the advantage. The 10 could get the run off the corner, but I think Parker Ness will have him cleared, and he will. 3 wide for about 5th. These guys are not relaxing at all. Cars all the way scattering down the apron. Here comes Alex Kostevins down to the bottom side, and he's going to challenge Parker Ness for the lead. Look at Eddie Kalecki sitting. The 10 drifting up the track, and he'll almost scrape the wall, and he taps it just slightly. Goes back down into the 6. The 17 pushing them back. Outwards again. Down the back straightaway. Every inch of this track getting used. Here comes Parker Ness, though. Back down underneath Alex for the lead. Parker, of course, a playoff driver. Wants these points that he can get. 3 wide for what looks like about 4th. And man, this whole field separated by about less than a second. 3 wide. Mendez underneath Ness and Kostevins to take the lead in the 22 car. Wow, what laps we've had here. 4 wide, maybe if the 10 wanted to send it up the inside. He's going to think better of it, though. 3 down the back, though. The 22 is going to in line behind the 24 now. 3 wide, 32. Now the 24, Parker Ness going to edge out ahead slightly. 22 exit. Now the 20's pulling through the top side. You see those 2 blue cars back have kind of lost the draft. That is Eddie and Fabricio Lamana. Not a good run for Drew Jua sub. Moving, that is Tim Moore's sub of James trying to get through the 24. Here comes Masser. He'll make it 3 for 2nd now. 24 in 1 move. God, that camera angle sucks. Down the back straightaway we go. And man, these guys are not giving an inch. We saw how much of the track you can use here at Michigan. You can go all the way down to the apron if you really want to. Up to the lead, Parker Ness has been controlling most of this field throughout the start of this race. He's held the lead from, I'd say, most of this race. I don't know what lap we're on because there's no real race official, so that's kind of an issue. Parker Ness, though, out in front, ahead of the 22. Here comes Masser to the back bumper. How about Gavin Hudspeth? He hasn't been talked about much today, but he's been consistent, waiting patiently, just trying to move his way through the field. He's pushing the 8 now. Masser to the back bumper of the 24. Like I said, this could be kind of like a pack race, and we're seeing the pack racing take place here as Masser's going to slide up all the way to the top side of the racetrack. He'll go up there. Now that leaves Hudspeth was on the bottom side. 3 wide for 3rd. Masser getting the help, though. Can he go to the lead here at Michigan? Still side by side, almost 3 wide for 3rd. We've seen that almost all. Parker Ness keeping his Exalta Camaro in P1. On the back straightaway we go. Getting a little bit of drafting help from the 32. The 10 could have made it 3, but he's patient. He's waiting his time. Of course, Daniel McGork is not a playoff driver, but would still love to grab a win here in Michigan. Coming on the line, Parker Ness out in front. Gavin Hudspeth trying to make a move. Let's ride on board with the 32 for a little bit just to see how close this draft is here at Michigan. You can see how close they are, and speaking of side by side with the 32, but the main issue I think for Gavin is, I mean, he didn't really have much help there as we are on lap 10 of 100. 50 is, of course, halfway. Gavin Hudspeth trying to work that top side. He could get the run off the corner, but I mean, with the draft setting, I feel like you can. Here comes a 10, though. McGork with a, speaking of run, Daniel McGork with a big move underneath the 20. The 32 goes down to help his Ford teammate, not a McGinnis teammate, but a Ford teammate. And of course, playoff driver is Gavin Hudspeth there. 3 wide for 3rd, Kostevins, Masser, Ness. 2 playoff drivers and the 20. Oh, and Kostevins wanted more there. He wanted to go for the lead, but there was just not enough time. He tried to make the pass work, but just ran out of space there, as I believe we just took lap 11. Now Casey Masser going to peek his nose underneath Alex Kostevins and Daniel McGork, the 2 non-playoff drivers up in the front now. Hudspeth can control all the lanes here now as we go down through 3 and 4. Masser got a lot of apron there. He put 2 tires below that white line. Of course, you can do that. This is not a full plate track, but That is very dangerous. If you get a little bit too down there, you could spin, and just like that, Casey Masser gets hit below and into the grass. But what a save. What car control by that 8 team and by Casey Masser, showing he's a championship threat. Holds on to the car, and just like that, though, he'll fall back a little bit. And this will split up this group a little bit, though. But now down the back straightaway. 24 take advantage of this. He has a run. He could have gone to the bottom. He doesn't. McGork stays in P1. Hudspeth P2. Ness P3. Kukulon trying to test it all the way to the top. He falls back in line, though, behind Parker Ness. And now 3 wide for third again. We've been that all day long. It's the 6, 8, and 24, though. And these guys are getting a little bit antsy here. We know we get a halfway lap 12 now in the books. We will eventually get halfway sooner rather than later. And I'm really interested to see what happens when we get there, who these guys that will be in the top 5 will be. As Kukulon, that's not where you want to be. He's almost in that wall. I think he kept it out of there, but he got all the way up on that far groove, and he holds on to it, though. The Tyler Reddick line, basically, running as close as the wall as you can. Speaking of the Tyler Reddick car, though, Casey Masser, I think right now, I know with Hudspeth being in the lead, but he's obvious, or not being in the lead, being the highest running playoff driver. Same thing with Ness. I think they're at an automatic disadvantage, though, because of the fact that they have the gap. They didn't win as much. They didn't get as many bonus wins. So I think the fact that Casey Masser, he has to beat the 2 subs. He has to beat the 22 and the 19. And he gets a great point stay if he does that. The 2 subs of Mendez is not doing bad. He's holding on the tail end of this field. LaManna, on the other hand, has been a little bit of a non-factor. Has been by himself most of this race. Has lost the draft. Same thing with Eddie Kalegi, way off the pace back here. Basically just waiting for this halfway yellow. The other 8 drivers, though, have been in this lead group. And here we go. Tyler Glass, though, our outside pole sitter, hasn't been the biggest factor as well in that interstate batteries camera. You see him up to 5th, and he might try to make a move there underneath the 24. That'd be 3 wide for what could be 3rd. And now, though, Daniel McGork still keeping the lead in that Smithfield red, white, and blue Ford. Doing a really excellent job here, and we know we don't expect rookies to do this well, but Daniel McGork has shown he has extreme speed here throughout this season, running very well for that team, the Garcia Autosport outfit. He is really, really performing, showing they have speed. Of course, they got Ryan Steinberg in the playoffs. Steinberg is not in this race, though, but of course, I think we'll, I really do think showing a lot of speed here. But you know who is showing a lot of speed? Casey Masser is trying to get to the lead. And he's getting pushed by Sebastian Kukulon. A couple of playoff drivers wanting to work together to get to that top spot. McGork, though, out in front. Of course, he has not won this season. I've talked about it before when we were in the pre-race show. He's had a ton of poles, and we got a crash. And it was because of the bad camera angle. Alex Kostevin spins around. Sebastian Kukulon of the Guaranteed Rate Mustang as well involved. That will be 2, and I doubt that will be a yellow flag. And it actually is the first caution out. Racing back to the line. Here we go. The 10 and the 8 dead even at the line. Will they touch? No, at the line. Ooh. I think it's Daniel McGork by just a little bit. But our first caution flag is out here in Michigan. And it takes out one of our playoff drivers, Sebastian Kukulon, in the 6. Alex Kostevin as well involved in the 20. So I did not see 3, but we do have a 10-car field, so I could see maybe if it's a 2-car crash, they will throw the yellow. But there were multiple guys involved in that, of course. We don't really know how that wreck started due to the fact that, actually, no, Masser did get McGork at the finish line. I don't really know how this wreck happened because of the fact that the camera angle wasn't great. But either way, unfortunate wreck there for a lot of these guys. Okay, pit stops, and everyone's in. So we'll see if any maybe varying strategies take place or what happens here, but interested to see what the strategy calls are for a lot of these guys. We'll see what happens here on pit road, see who gets out first. Okay, so Casey Masser will restart on the front row. And if you're just joining us, no, that's not Tim Moore. That's James Mendez, his sub, in the 22. Back there in third, we do have Daniel McGork, one of the faster guys so far today. Gavin Hudspeth lines up fourth as well. Drew Jua does have a sub, and Fabricio Lamana in fifth. Tyler Glass, sixth. Then it's Parker Ness, seventh. Eddie Kalegi, eighth. And then back in ninth will be Alex Kostevins. Sebastian Kukulon lines up 10th, tail end of the field. So Masser, we've seen a lot of lead changes. It started off with McGork and Glass on the front row. This time it's going to be Casey Masser and James Mendez leading us back to the green flag. Here we go through the Geico restart zone. We are back. Green flag racing here in Michigan. Good start from most of the field. Kukulon obviously trailing back. Something must have happened on the restart for him. I saw him a little bit further behind, but now through 3 and 4 and down the back straightaway to 10. Ooh, we got in that wall a little bit, drifted down to the 8, made some slight contact, but they're going to keep it straight now. Masser out in front, trying to get a nose underneath the 10. 3 wide, here comes a 32, maybe he tested it. Kind of had to back out, though. I felt like that would have been a very bold move from Gavin Hudspeth. Plenty of racing left here as they go all the way to the wall. Look at the move by Parker Ness. 3 wide, maybe getting him up to 4th. Masser, though, defends on the bottom. McGork, top side. Masser on the bottom. The 10 could get the run off the top, but the 8 staying put on the bottom side. We got cars on the wall. The 22 of James Mendez in the wall. And he'll keep it up there. No one else involved, but unfortunate for the 22. And we know that's a playoff car. Running for points is the 22, I do believe. And that's a heartbreaking thing here for... Oh, we got a crash. Casey Masser again saving it. I don't know if that was lag or something because he drifted down and went right back up. But if that was a save, it was a good one. But how about Tyler Glass, outside pole sitter, trying to make a move work. Couldn't really make it 3 wide, but now he's drifting up in the 24. Kalegi taking advantage of that. Maybe he'll get to the back bumper. Down the back straightaway. The 18 really did have a chance at the lead, but he backed out of it. Smart move by Tyler Glass, an experienced driver on NASCAR Heat 5. Knows what he's doing here today. How about Gavin Hudspeth, though, sliding all the way up to that wall. And this is exactly what Casey Masser wants to see. He wants to just drive away here at Michigan. Down to the line. You see the pack, it goes from Masser to about, honestly, I could say Kukulon now. If Kukulon can get in this draft, he'll be in this lead group. So then the only guy out of it will be James Mendez. Single file through the corner. Casey Masser controlling the field. Parker Ness, fellow playoff driver in second. Back to another playoff driver, Tyler Glass in third. Glass going to make a move, and he has a huge run. Underneath the 8, he got the 24, but he can't quite get the quarter panel of the Cheddar's Camaro, but he really tried getting all he could get there. And now down the front straightaway, he's going to be maybe side by side. He's going to stay in the draft of the 8. Way down low, it's Daniel McGork with help from Alex Kostevins and Gavin Hudspeth. They can use all the apron they want. The 20 kind of looked a little bit at the bottom, just peeked down there, but the 8's going to keep the spot now. And how about the spooky dookie cars of Kostevins and Glass up here? Alex, of course, did get involved in that wreck earlier, and you can see the 22 very loose back there in the back of your screen. But the 20 of Alex got involved in that wreck earlier. Tyler hasn't been the most perfect today. Has been running mid-pack outside of starting on the front row. And then, of course, Lamana, the sub, running solid for Drew Jua here. 3 wide, though, for second. Glass, again, testing it. He's got to merge back up. He can't stay on that apron forever. And McGork's going to let off now. But how about Parker Ness clearing them, and he'll move up into second yet again. Down the back straightaway, Casey Masser out in front. You can see the draft, though, playing a big factor. Ness can go, and he does. But Tyler Glass going to stay with the 8. But he had to back off, though. They're side by side. The 24 might be able to get him here. He'll get a good run through the middle of the corner. We do expect the 8 to get a better run off the exit. Down the front straightaway, side by side between the 8 and the 24. The 10 comes to help. 3 wide, maybe Glass looked, but he backed out of it. Now can Parker Ness keep his foot in it here and get the 8? Masser's going to barely hold the spot. And by barely, I really do mean barely. Ooh, Ness might have gotten the wall there a little bit. He slid up pretty far. Might have scraped it just a little bit. Here comes the 10. Daniel McGork trying to challenge for Louis. We know he's had internet issues all season long, so that is a factor that is in the back of a lot of guys' minds right now. If this 10 can finish this race, has not won all season, can he get a first win here tonight? Casey Masser going to try to throw the block, but the block I think is a little bit too late. He's got to move back up. The 10 had a massive run down the front straightaway. Oh, and there's contact, and that might have been the lag I was talking about. He kind of was drifting. The 8 in it, the 18 around, the 20 spinning across the track, and that will definitely be yellow. The 10 around as well again. The 19. Massive crash. The yellow flag is out for the second time today in Michigan. Cars scattering everywhere trying to avoid this one. And it looks like Gavin Hudsmith will win the race back to the line here. If I can find him, yeah. Those two got away. I mean, Masser did slide all the way up, but was still able to avoid most of the wreck. Coming to the line, not going to be able to get the 32. But, yeah, our second crash here today. As the caution flag flies, we'll get ready to see pit stops here. See who comes in, who stays out. So pit strategy in full swing. We'll see who gets off first. So all the guys going to the apron. I don't know why, but yeah. So we'll come to the restart here. Hudspeth and Masser on the front row. Once again, 10 cars, Kalegi and Kostevins in the second row. Ness rounding out our top 5 in the Geico restart zone. Back to the start finish line. Green flag is back in the air here at Michigan. Down into 1. Hudspeth got a really good launch there, and that'll pull him out ahead of the rest of the field. Kalegi getting a lot of apron down there. Could he maybe... Oh, and he'll slide up, and that might be a crash, but everyone holds on to it. Again, we see excellent car control from most of this field, being able to hold on to that. Only one guy has lost the draft. That is Daniel McGorkin. Now we got another car sliding up. Kalegi into the wall. Tyler Glass back there. The 17 going to get forced out now. 22 kind of lost the draft. The 18 as well. But we got a battle for the lead on our hands. Casey Master, Gavin Hudspeth, side by side here for the top 2 spots at Michigan. Master, I think, will have the run around the top, and he will. The 32 kind of got loose on entry, and he'll have to slide behind the 8. It's a 4-car lead draft here at Michigan. So here comes the 32, but the 8, I really think Casey Master has done such an excellent job here of controlling this line, the lanes. But actually, we're going 3 wide for a second. Kukulon, I don't know if that was on purpose, but he drifted all the way up there. And he will not get the run off the top. But you know who did, though, is Parker Ness. To the back bumper of Casey Master and Gavin Hudspeth on the bottom side now in the 32. The 8, though, out in front, once again, Casey Master arguably has the fastest car here today in Michigan. We have seen some other guys challenge him, but so far in this little stint here, it's been all Casey Master. Master blocking the lanes, going to go down to the bottom and hold off the 32 here. It is kind of a single file train race so far, but we have seen some moves be made. Some guys go to the bottom, some stay on the top side now. Hudspeth with a good run, so it's 2 orange and black cars up in the front now. Or orange, black, and white cars, rather, but very close in colors. But now down to the bottom. Master still holding the lead. And you've got to like where your position is if you are Casey Master, just based off of the pure fact that he's looking really quick today here in Michigan. This would be a great way to start off the playoffs for everyone at that on that 8 car. Down the back straightaway, single file on the top there. Most of the way around. And you can see it's a little bit of a breakaway. There is a gap formed in between LaManna and Glass, the 2 Toyota, or not the 2 Spooky Dookie teammates there. And that gap is pretty solid, but we do know the draft, how big of a factor it is. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the draft does come into play here. Down to the apron. Master and Hudspeth getting as much of that apron as they can. And I don't really blame them. I mean, you can get a solid amount of apron here at Michigan. 32 all the way on the back bumper of the 8 here. Almost 3 wide back there. The 19 has made the move down to the bottom of the 18. Actually, rather, the 18 has made the move underneath Parker Ness in the 24. A lot of those guys all going to the top side now. Going ahead and making those moves. And you can see a lot of these guys are being very patient here. We do expect a little bit of patience, but it will be interesting to see how much patience these guys will have. Down the back straightaway, single file, and I think everyone is in this lead group here. So that is a big plus for most of this field. You can see the 8 has a solid amount of help behind him here. Someone really drifted up. That's Tyler Glass in the 18. And we are going almost 3 wide back there throughout a solid amount of this field. And we didn't mention this earlier. Daniel McGork, though, now officially out here in Michigan. And that was a factor I was worried about because I do know how his internet issues have been very well known throughout this season. So another problem for the 10. Here comes the 22, and I assume Tim Moore probably told James Mendez before this race, gotta go get that 8, and that's exactly what James is doing here. He's aware that this is a championship battle, this is a championship contending car that Tim Moore has trusted him to be in. Down the back straightaway, it is still the 8 out in front. And the laps are winding down until the halfway bonus here, of course. And once we get there, we will give out the halfway points, of course, but that'll be big for many of these playoff drivers that need those points in order to compete for the championship. Here comes Sebastian Kukulon, trying to maybe take away some points from the 8 of Casey Master, but Master does a good job defending his line into the corner. And man, some of those guys going way down to the apron. 22 to the back bumper of the 8. Almost 3 wide for third. We do know once we get closer to halfway, I know we're getting pretty close, but once we do get to halfway, we will get some of these guys be a little bit aggressive, trying some more desperate moves here to get those spots. Here comes James Mendez to the bottom. Like I said, I knew he was going to be a factor here, and he is showing that he has the speed to be a factor. Going underneath the 8 of Casey Masser. Can he make the pass work? 5 laps to go until halfway. Now it should be 4 to go until halfway. Here for these guys. Masser drifting way up. And that's going to take away some spots now, as now James Mendez leads here. Tyler Glass running in second. And then back there in third, another playoff driver in Gavin Hudspeth. Fourth is now Masser. Man, Casey is testing it. He's going all the way down to the apron, going about as far as he could go without, I think, really messing up there. Tyler Glass, though, we haven't talked about him much all day, but he's now in the top spot here. Masser, though, is hungry, of course, but can T-Glass hold on to the spot? That is the very important question I feel like a lot of people will be asking here as we go. I have no clue how many more laps we have left, but we have 3 to go. No more yellows now. Masser, though, has gone back to lead. A little bit of trouble there for Gavin Hudspeth. We'll see what happens here as we come back around to the line. I think we're going to take 2 to go here. This could be the white flag for halfway, though. Kind of hard to count, but coming to the line, Casey Masser will lead the lap. And this is the white flag for halfway, so expect to see a lot of aggression here, because these are pivotal points for these guys that want to make up some spots here. Ness, can he get a good run? He'll have the drafting help of the 22. Will he get underneath the 8 of Masser? He's in the draft. He's got room. Masser defends on the bottom. Tyler Glass goes as well. Ness is going to go before him. Ness might have the move made. He's going to be side by side. He's got the help. He's got the run. And Parker Ness is going to win the halfway bonus, and they're crashing behind him. Who gets to the line there to get points? I think Masser's not going to get any halfway points from that. That's a big thing here now. We'll see what our top 5 is in a second, as Kukulon and Ness make contact there. So, well, I don't think we thought Parker Ness was really going to get the halfway bonus here. I think this is a little bit... I know Parker is really pretty good, but this is a surprising one here. I feel like Parker has the skills and the talent, but I feel like a lot of people maybe were underwhelmed by some of his results. Did not go to victory lane, I don't believe. Let's just check, yeah. In the regular season, no wins and 10 starts. Only 1 podium, 3 top 5s and 7 top 10s. No DNFs, though. One of the few playoff drivers, or one of the actually half of the playoff drivers that did not have a DNF. So, really solid for Parker, but at the same time, I don't think was looked at as a championship threat. Not part of the big 3. And I think, though, we'll see what happens here. I think he'll have the speed. Just about what happens once we go back green flag racing. And some of these guys crashing as we're getting ready to go back green. And some of these guys going very slowly here. So the halfway top 5 was Ness, Hudspeth, Kukulon, LaManna, and Glass. So, and was the 8 out of fuel there? I feel like that might be a possibility, because he's gone pretty slow. So as we're not obviously not going green now because it was a little bit too late, but we're going green this time by, I would assume. Okay, so we will go back green this time now. And interested to see what's going to happen here on the restart, because I know a lot of these guys are really fast, but we'll see what happens. As Master has now made it back. Actually, we probably won't go back green now because Master is still on pit road. Yeah, all the guys stopping here. Masser has actually exited pit road. And we might go green here. Let's speed up, and if we do go green, it would be Parker Ness, halfway bonus winner on the front row. Through the restart zone, green flag back in the air to kick off, restart the second half here at Michigan. Sebastian Kukulon all on that 24. Trying to get as much as he can. As again, we have the subpar camera angle. But back up now, the 24. Trying to hold on to the spot, get his first VRC win. But Sebastian Kukulon, the veteran, trying to take away the top position. And Ness is going to slide up. Kukulon will take the lead. 3 wide, though. How about Tyler Glass with a massive run through the middle? He's going to go to the lead, and he's going to put that Camry in P1. And that's a very important pass there, because we do know the more points you get, the better you'll be in the standings. And, of course, Tyler Glass will... I mean, that's the guy he's trying to catch. With the subs in the field, that's going to benefit guys like Tyler Glass, Sebastian Kukulon, Gavin Hudspeth. So they're basically just trying to beat Masser at this point. Man, we're going 4 wide back there. That's exactly what Glass wants to see. He wants to see the gap, and we have a car down pit road. And I think Kukulon got spun down there. And that is unfortunate for the 6 team. For specifically Kukulon, obviously. But we'll see if he can rebound now. At some point, I do imagine we will get a yellow flag. I don't think we're going to go green to the end. So that is what Kukulon is now hoping for. But how about this gap that's kind of formed between Tyler Glass and the rest of the field here? Kind of got a solid lead, does the 18. Question is, will he hold on to it? The gap obviously is there. But we'll just see if these guys can make it up to 24 or 32, trying to close the deal, get closer to them. Of course, Michigan is, like I said, a very fast track, but it can as well be. You just kind of got to be patient here at tracks like this. You don't want to over push. You don't want to, but you also don't want to sit around in the back and just miss your opportunity here. But I'd really love to know our lap count, but we don't really have a race official here, so we don't really know the official lap count. The gap, though, that Tyler Glass once had is now kind of fading a little bit here as the 24 car has closed to the back bumper. Parker Ness, like I said, has not won in the VRC. Would love to change that, though. How about Gavin Hudspeth, though? 3 wide on the bottom to 32. I don't think he has a VRC win either. He's trying to get here in victory lane. Tyler Glass, someone that has had VRC wins in the past. I think actually most recent winner. Gavin Hudspeth trying to get past here. Doing everything he can to get around the 18. Or rather the 32. Actually, no, never mind. I was talking about Gavin. So yeah, Gavin, though, has cleared Tyler Glass. Now he just has to try to pull away as the 24. Looks like he'll help him through the corner. Maybe he'll leave him down the front straightaway, try to make a pass of his own. But right now, Gavin Hudspeth out in front, and that's what you want if you're the 32. He does have, of course, McGuinness teammates of Sebastian Kukulon, who kind of got forced down pit road there. There's something happened with him. Eddie Kalegdi back there in the 17, not having the best run either. So definitely the fastest McGuinness car so far is the 32 of Hudspeth. Parker Ness trying the bottom. Can he make it stick? Well, he's going to send it in there. And we've seen that all day. We've seen guys test their limit, send it down the inside, try to make the pass work. Some are successful, some aren't. And this time Parker Ness isn't. But how about Casey Master? We've talked about him all day long. He's now rallied back up to try to take the lead here. Ness way down to the bottom. Master stays up top with Hudspeth now. And we'll see what happens through 3 and 4. So this is about 6 or 7 car pack here. And it is very interesting to see what's going to happen here with a group like this. Master to the bumper. Not really making the pass here quite yet. And I don't blame him. He's got plenty of time. Don't need to really push the issue. He's going to go to the bottom here, though. Going to test it out a little bit. Test the waters, maybe. See if he can actually get under him. And I do think Casey can. And I do think Casey will here eventually. But I think he's smart enough to know that this is a long race. And that he has plenty of time to try to get this position. Here comes Masser. Again, he's going to peek the nose under there. Not able to make it work, though. .32 out in front ahead of the 8. And talk about a good run for Casey Masser and when he needed it the most, especially with Jua and Moore not being able to make this race, them having to both resort to subs. This is a great opportunity for a good amount of points for not only Casey Masser, though, but Parker Ness. Sebastian Kukulon hasn't had the best run, but I know he did get halfway points, of course, earlier. It's a great opportunity for guys like them to capitalize, and that's exactly what they're doing here so far. So as you see, well, you see those two. It is kind of single file now here at Michigan. We do expect to see that. Of course, we do like the side-by-side action that we see a lot here in the OMA. But, of course, we do also expect to see a solid amount of just single-file racing. And that's, of course, part of racing. But this has been a really good race so far. We've seen a lot of lead changes, a few crashes for those of y'all that like that aspect. I think we've seen a solid amount of just about everything people would want here today at Michigan. Controlling the lines now is Gavin Hudspeth. And talk about someone that's a little bit underrated in my opinion. He's been pretty fast most of his career, just has had some iffy luck, hasn't been able to go to victory lane. I still think he has the fight in him, and I think he really can go to victory lane here soon. I mean, that could be tonight. Happen tonight. We'll see what happens, but yeah, definitely a fast driver. We'll see what happens here. As time does wind down here in Michigan. So coming back to the stripe here, I really do want to know what lap we're on, but I don't really know. Hudspeth, though, controlling in the lanes once again, like I was saying. Showing his speed, showing his talent here. Really, really great driver, and I think we'll see it maybe. I mean, I don't know if he'll hold on, but he's really proving his worth here so far throughout the entire course of the night. Oh! Someone got loose there. Held on to it, though. Will anyone make a move, though? That is what I'm really wondering. We'll see anyone make a move here. You got plenty of time. Don't need to be rushing or anything. You got time. Only one car out, of course, meaning there are 9 left on the track. Oh, whoa, way down low. Fabricio Lamana. Got all the way down there. So it is Hudspeth, Masser, back to the 24 of Ness, and then Glass back in 4th, 5th is Kostevins, and the 6th place car is James Mendez. And we have pit stops now here at Michigan. Was expecting this to happen. A little bit sooner maybe than expected, but yeah, pit stops here. Always an interesting sight, and it's gonna be interesting to see who gets off first, what happens in the pit cycle. Yeah, pit stops are very important aspect here of racing. As Hudspeth gets a good exit off pit road. And see, I don't know if the 18 and pitted, but if they did, that's a bad stop for those guys. Trying to see if we have an official update on what the lap is. And we really don't. Nor do we have an update on who the leader is. Looks like Steven's exiting pit road now.